Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to share a couple of little things I got. Mostly a Canon shooter, but been getting into macro more lately, as you I'm sure saw from a couple of previous videos I've done. And of course, everyone in macro has an Olympus or an OM Systems camera. So I picked up an OM-D E-M1 Mark II, very old Olympus camera. I think 2016 maybe, so if that's correct, 9 years ago it came out. This is December of 2025 right now. It looks brand new. Bought it off eBay, and I'm real happy with it so far. I got it with the 40 to 150 lens, which I've had pretty good luck with, but I went ahead and got a 75 to 300 zoom lens, super zoom lens for the camera. And this lens is known to not be very sharp at the 300 millimeter focal range. And I've found that to be a little bit true. You can fine tune it with the camera a little bit. You can push the aperture up to about f8, or I should say down to about f8, and you of course use the shutter speed rule. This is a equivalent of 150 to 600 in full frame terms, so I've been using about 1,000 or 1,200 shutter speed. That helps a little bit as well. Got to raise your ISO a little bit, but noise isn't too bad on this this Olympus camera, so I've been real happy with it as well. Not all of the shots I take are sharp with it, especially at 300 millimeters, which is again a 600 equivalent. Some of them are sharp. Of course, the steadier you hold the camera, the better off you will be with that. What I have also found is that if I run it through, if it isn't as sharp as I want it to be, and I run it through DXO and also Topaz Photo. It's just the one program. It used to be Topaz Sharpen, Topaz Denoise, but they've just changed it to Topaz Photo now. You can do everything in it. And I sharpen it a little bit, and they turn out pretty well. I was going to show you a few shots I took this morning with it. It's super cold here in northern Illinois. It's, I don't know, 15 degrees this morning or something like that, so I didn't stay outside very long, but bundled up and went out to the DuPage River and shot some cardinals, some Canadian geese, a couple ducks, and a beautiful sunrise through the trees. So I'm going to pop those up on the screen here and we'll talk about them. All right, let's go over to the computer screen here. I'll first show you the raw image that I took and then the one that I processed through DXO Pure Raw and then Topaz Photo. And this is not a sponsored video by them or promotion for them. I do use their software. I try not to use it, but once in a while you need it. If you get a bad shot or something that's a little bit blurry, but you still want to keep it, it does a fantastic job. This is sunrise through the trees along the west branch of the DuPage River in Naperville at Wygand Park along Washington Street. And this was, of course, the sun doesn't come up till about, I don't know what, 7 a.m. now or something like that, so it's not too hard to catch sunrises in the winter time here. This is the raw photo right out of the Olympus camera with that 75 to 300 lens, and this is the photo that I processed, sharpened, and denoised a little bit, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. Let's go over to some wildlife here. We've got some ducks in the water. This is the raw version of that. You kind of have to pixel peep on this one to see if it's sharp or not. It doesn't look bad, I guess, raw, but it was a little bit soft, I guess you might say. And the processed version of that brought in some of the shadows, and of course I processed in Lightroom for the shadows and whatnot, but sharpened it up real nicely. I'm pretty happy with that shot as well. Here's a close-up of one of the Canadian geese standing on one leg, and again, wasn't real happy with the sharpness, but the final version after it was processed, not too bad, not too shabby at all, especially for a 10-year-old camera and a lens that's known to be on the cheaper side. And you can get a 100 to 400 for the Olympus cameras, but it's, I don't know, used $700 or $800, and I got this 75 to 300 for about $300. So just working on a budget here. I'm not ready to switch over to Olympus. I just wanted to try some things out. So we got the one standing on one leg there. What else we got here? One that's facing us, posing a little bit for the camera, and the edited version of that. Nice and sharp, no noise. What else did we get here? One thing I do like, and I'll bring this up now with Olympus cameras, they're known for this, or OM systems, if you, depending on before or after the name change. You can, the stabilization is amazing. I handheld this shot with a 1/8 of a second shutter speed to get a little bit of smoothness in the running water in the river, and it really was not blurry, and I thought this turned out pretty well as well. You've got the nice the flowing of the water there, and the block of ice or whatever that is in the middle of the river is still nice and sharp. And here's the processed version of this one, sharpened up just a little bit. Moving on down, I found a cardinal, wish I could talk, in a tree. Here's the raw version of this guy. Again, not as sharp as I had hoped, but I feel like the processed version turned out okay. It's not tack sharp. It's not something I'd want to put on a National Geographic cover or anything, but it's perfectly suitable for my needs, my hobbyist needs. And his female companion was just over in another tree next to him, and here she is, the raw version, and then the processed and cropped version. Nice and sharp, I like it. Another shot of the male, the raw version. I zoomed in and cropped the heck out of this one and processed it, and there's the final result of that one. So that's my first little outing with the Olympus camera, the EM1 Mark II, and the 75 to 300 super zoom lens. Kind of has a bad reputation, I guess, among Olympus users. I'm semi-happy with it. For the price, I think it's a good thing to have. If it were like $1,000 lens, I'd send it back. But $300 used lens, you can't expect it to be tack sharp all the time. And like I said, there are some camera settings that you can do to keep it a little bit sharper. And then obviously, if you have access to DXO and or Topaz, those will make it look as good as any photo I've ever taken, probably. So, all right, hope you enjoyed that short video with some Olympus action, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.